Own experience or the experience of others may be a source of problems supply. Own experience அல்லது other experience வந்துட்டு from experience from others may be source of problem supply. Okay. The second source could be scientific literature. Second source வந்து scientific literature survey. You may read about certain findings and notice that a certain field was not covered. Certain finding அதாவது படிக்கிறது மூலம் இந்த ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஐடிபிள்யூ பேப்பர் ஸ்ப்ரிங்கர் அந்த இதெல்லாம் பப்ளிகேஷன்லாம் படிக்கிறது மூலம் ஃபைண்டிங் அண்ட் நோட்டீஸ் தட்டு சர்டன் ஃபீல்டு வாஸ் நாட் கவர்டு ஃபைண்டிங் பண்ண முடியும், நோட்டீஸ் பண்ண முடியும். திஸ் could lead to a research problem. அதுதான் வந்து ரிசர்ச் ப்ராப்ளமாக எடுத்துக்கிறது. தியரிஸ் would be a third source. தியரிஸ் வந்து would be a third source தான். Shortcomings in theories could be researched. Shortcomings in theories could be researched. Research can thus be aimed at clarifying or substantiating an existing theory, at clarifying contradictory findings, at correcting a faulty methodology, at correcting the inaccurate or unsuitable use of statistical techniques, at reconciling conflicting opinions, or at solving existing practical problems. அதாவது ரிசர்ச் கேன் தஸ் பி எய்ம்டு எதை பண்ண கிளாரிஃபை பண்ணணும், சப்ஸ்டாண்டிங் த எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் தியரி அண்ட் கிளாரிஃபையிங் கான்ட்ராக்டரி ஃபைண்டிங்ஸை அட் கரெக்டிங் ஃபால்ட்டி மெத்தட்ஸை கரெக்ட் பண்ணணும், அட் கரெக்டிங் த இன்னோவேட்டிவ் ஆர் அன்சூட்டபிள் use of a statistical techniques, and recording conflicting opinions or solving existing practical problems. Techniques involved in defining problem. Techniques involved in defining a problem. As a researcher, you must have often read that defining a problem is the first step. Defining a problem, அதாவது techniques involved defining a problem, first defining problem first step the research process. But you were wondered what is meant by defining problem. அதாவது you were wondered what is the mean by definition of a problem. Well, this simply means that the researcher has to lay down certain boundaries within which she has studied the problem with predefined objective mind. Simply means the researcher has to lay down certain boundaries within which he had to study a problem with a predefined objective mind. Defining a problem is a Herculean task, and this must be done intellectually to avoid confusions that arise from the research operation. Try to follow the below steps systematically to be define a problem. State the problem in a general way. First, state the problem in general terms with respect to same practical, scientific or intellectual interest. For this, the researcher may read the concerned subject matter through or take the help of the subject expert of the guide. States to problem in general terms. It depends on researcher. If he or she wants narrow it down to draw operation terms, the problem is straightway should be should also be checked for ambiguity and feasibility. Understand the nature of the problem. The next step is understand the nature and origin of the problem. The researcher needs to discuss the problem with those related to the subject matter in order to clearly understand the origin of the problem, nature, objectives, and the environment in which the problem is to be studied. Survey the available literature. All available literature, including relevant theories, reports, records, and other relevant literature on the problem needs to be verified and examined. Survey available literature. All available literature, including relevant theories, reports, recording, and other relevant literature. And the problem needs to be reviewed and examined. This would help the researcher to identify the data available, techniques that might be used, types of difficulties that may be encountered during the study, possible analytical shortcomings, and even new methods of approach to the present problem. This would help the researchers to identify data available. Identify data available identity techniques might be used. Is control. Type of difficulties என்ன கஷ்டமானதுன்னா that will be encountered during study encounter பண்றதா. Possible analytical shortcomings, even new methods of approach to the present problem. Go for discussions for developing ideas. The researchers may discuss the problem with his or her colleagues and other related to concerned subject. This helps the researcher to generate new ideas, identify different aspects of the problem, gain suggestions and advices from others, and sharpen his focus on certain aspects within the field. However, discussion should not be limited to the problem only, but should also related to the gentle approach to the problem, techniques that might be used in possible solution, etc. Rephrase the research problem into a working proposition. Finally, the researcher must rephrase the problem into working proposition. Rephrasing the problem means putting the problem in specific terms that is feasible and may help in development working hypothesis. Once the research has gone through above steps systematically, it is easy to rephrase the problem into analytical and operational terms. Actually, what is research? What is research? The term researching has been defined in many ways, but in simple terms, it is the search for knowledge. The voyage of discovery and a formal adherence to well-defined systems in order to contribute the contribute to knowledge by either discovering new factors or collecting old ones. Any voyage of discovery that the formal adherence to well-defined systems, no ordinary different systems are to contribute knowledge by either discovering new facts or collecting old ones. The systematic process of collecting and analyzing information, that is data, in order to increase our understanding of the phenomenon with which we are concerned, interested, etc. The systematic process of collecting and analyzing information, data formatly in order to increase our understanding. And our understanding and this phenomenon with which we are concerned, interested, etc. Because we have no option as a student, as a dog. Because there is a problem we have identified that it cannot be solved otherwise. Let us now see the other word, objectives. What is an objective? Objective is the goal intended to be attained and which is believed to be attainable. The sole object of our trip was to see the children. Object is the state of the affairs that we plan, intended, achieve that when achieve terminates behavior intended to achieve it, the end justify the means. Synonyms: aim, object, target, goal, end. Structurally, the subject and the objectives are seen as small particles which constitute the problem. Why develop research objective? The focus of the study, narrowing it down to essentials to avoid the collection of data which are not strictly necessary for understanding and solving the problem we have identified. To organize the study in clearly defined parts of phases, properly formulated specific objectives will facilitate the development of our research methodology and will help to orient the collection, analysis, interpretation, and utilization of data. Research objectives are a specification of the ultimate reason for carrying out research in the first place. They help in developing specific list of information needs. The research process, since research is a systematic process, it has to have a laid down pattern. Research involves three main stages, namely planning, data collection, analysis. Schematically, the process can be summarized as follows: identify problem, interpret the result, and